Welcome back to Raised by Giants live discussion. Good to see everyone. Welcome everyone in the chat and any moderators and channel members out there, and to anyone that's listening to the replay. Thanks for joining us. And if you're listening on the audio only, welcome to the show. If you're watching on YouTube or X, be sure to follow the audio only on any and all podcast platforms. You can set it to where the shows are automatically downloaded upon release, so you never miss a show. YouTube doesn't always send out notifications, so the podcast version of the show is the next best thing. I am hard at work on my next documentary, Psychic Agent, Real Life Stranger Things. So while we wait on that, check out my other documentaries on Amazon Prime and Tubi, JFKX, and a Clockwork Shining. The links are in the description. So with that down, today we have with us DoeNut from the DoeNut Factory YouTube channel, here to share with us strange news, phenomenons, occult symbols, and media, movies, and TV. DoeNut, how's it going, brother? Good to see you.
Yo, what up? It's DoeNut and Ryder Lee. Thank you for having me back on. Super grateful for being here.
All of your Illuminati news.
All your Illuminati news.
I need one of those boards, dude, that does the horn thing.
For real. Me too. I want to get one so I can have dolphins. Like, I don't know. That's like a horse. I'll be studying all the different animals, you know.
They got Illuminati animals everywhere, dude.
They are all over the place. I mean, look at like the Grove. It's the owl, right? So you definitely got the owl connection. Even the emblem of the Illuminatus is the owl. So, yeah.
And you got Lucifer at DIA, bro.
Bro, the Lucifer, you know, the blue is all over the place. Right now, my thoughts are, just did a 24-page report on the blue light frequency of the television set from the 90s, leading it all the way up to 2010 and the collapse of intimacy. So my brain is really focused right now on the blue, and it has been. Like, why all the blue lights, and now we need blue chew or we need freaking blue drip, the blue stuff, the methylene blue, you know, for what, why do we need all these things from this deep fatigue? And I think it's not what we're told. I think it runs deeper psychologically.
Well, not only that, isn't it a lot of the things that you eat that are like colored blue? Doesn't it make your mouth blue? Like fruit by the foot. You remember those as a kid whenever we would put it in our mouth and do the circles and it would look like we were doing like headbangs or whatever? Remember those old commercials? And then they would always stain your tongue blue, dude.
That's interesting. Yeah. And the blue stuff, yeah, I've been looking at for a while. But when it comes to those product placements of when we were younger and kids, those commercials were like MTV music videos.
Well, it's weird because really nothing else that it isn't blue besides like red, like even blue Gatorade kind of like stains your mouth and turns your tongue blue, like, but nothing else really does. I mean, the red will make your mouth and tongue a little bit more red, but nothing really stains your mouth like the blue coloring does.
Yeah. And so back in the day, the ancients, like the movie Apocalypto by the head of Hollywood, Mel Gibson, he made that movie about everyone being painted blue, which is actually true symbolism of the Aztecs to use as a ritual sacrifice for the rain. Like the rain god Chalk is blue, or even Kali. Got the blue tongue, I think. Maybe not the blue tongue. Maybe he's just blue. But yeah, there's symbolism to that, even when it comes to the food that we eat. Shout out to Paranoid American. He was just showing like how Capri Sun is the sun god Capri. So there's like tons of ancient subconscious symbols for us to purchase these products. And the reason why is a psychological reason, because it leaves us sort of empty. That's what all the parading is about when you see a commercial of Bud Light or whatever commercial. There's always a parade full of people, as we are in this loneliness epidemic where this product is going to fix all of that. Not only like spiritually, well, it's going to fix it spiritually. Like you see the KFC commercial where they put a chicken on an altar and sacrifice it and then baptize a man and then he turns into a chicken leg. Like this.
Bro, that whole thing was wild. And I'm 100% convinced that not to make myself seem like I start trends and start things, because people always get mad at me and say, "Oh, bro, you act like you're too full of yourself. You didn't do all this." And I'm just making a statement. That's all that I'm doing. But I think that I kind of started the whole where the meat isn't meat thing, because I did it a long time ago, and then all of a sudden it just kind of took off, and then I started seeing everyone talking about this, like how there's not enough cows to supply all of the meat in the United States, and it went on and on and on. And I did the math; none of it adds up. It doesn't add up. You would have to be slaughtering thousands upon thousands of cows, and then also bringing in new calves and raising them every single day in order to keep up with demand. So it's like, what are these? And then that KFC commercial comes out, and it's basically showing you they're turning people into chicken. Like, what is going on here? But also with the blue thing, you have the Avatar as well. James Cameron, all those people are blue. And then Ray just brought up Blue Bloods, which is another really interesting aspect of this, because I don't know whenever you were growing up or not, DoeNut, but I distinctly remember being taught that our blood is blue until it hits the surface and then it turns red. But that's not true. It's always red. It's even red inside of your body. But I was kind of shocked whenever I found that out, because I was always told, and a lot of other people, I'm not the only one, have believed that our blood inside of our veins is blue until it hits oxygen and then it turns red. But apparently that's not true. It's always been.
Was in Las Vegas and I heard that too. Now talk about conspiracy.
I don't know if that's
up with these concepts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it's not only something like that that's all over the, at least America, where we believe this. I believe that too. But even people that we want to research or look into, academia shies away, and the Truther Collective, that's my new coined term for the Truther movement, who does not care about the truth whatsoever. The Truther Collective, the collective conscience of mass hysteria, because you got the mass hysteria of the world, right? That be freaking out. The same thing happens as well in this like Truther Collective as well, where we're not allowed to look into certain psychologists or whatever, and academia banishing a lot of these different psychologists and whatnot. So there's something going on. There's something strange going on.
Yeah, and speaking of strange, what's the deal with this 217 stuff? I've seen a lot of people posting about the 217, and immediately what kind of stood out to me was, of course, Stanley Kubrick and Stephen King's novel, The Shining, The Room. And I think you already have it in your presentation, but don't mean to stop on that. But just that's what it reminded me of, was the 217. It was in Stephen King's novel of The Shining, and then Stanley Kubrick, whenever he was directing The Shining, he then changed the number of the hotel room to 237 instead of 217. And then all this 217 stuff kind of starts popping up again. So what's going on there?
Well, it's that 217 code. There's a new film that was released that I was very excited to see because of the marketing around it. They released this new movie called Weapons, and the whole thing is about the number 217, where you got 17 kids go missing from this classroom at 2:17 in the morning. So when I saw the movie, we did this big breakdown on the 217 and all of that with Anya Saru and Anna Nicole Wordsmith. So a lot of the stuff I'll bring to the table, shout out to them, because they connected a lot of these dots. And right there's the movie Weapons. I saw somebody show how the symbol is the compass and square. So I kind of just drew it myself because I didn't see that until someone else shared it. But it is there. But this is that movie, which seems to be very symbolic in a lot of ways. I didn't come up with this. Someone else did, and I just kind of recreated it. But this 217 code is all over the place. So this is Anna Nicole Wordsmith's work and her slides of this movie when we did the decode. And look, we did this decode on 217, this movie, the day before that very, very tragic event happened at the Catholic school, where there was 2 gone and 17 hurt. And that was all over the news, the word 217 and stuff. So that was kind of crazy because it had something to do with, there was a lot of parallels to this film and real life events. Is it a hyperstition? Is it symbolism? I don't know. Is it a strange phenomenon? But this was the craziest one. It was released on the Lionsgate portal, and in Gematria, Lionsgate portals 217. This was released on 8/8. But the numbers 217, that's when the buildings in 9/11, that was the order. Building 2, Building 1, Building 7, 217. That's freaking weird, right? And then this is some more stuff that she was showing that you probably can speak on a lot more. But this 217 even showed up in her slides with my favorite movies of Child's Play, where Charles Lee Ray, Chucky, he is in partnership with Damballa, or maybe pretty much service, not partnership, service to this voodoo. And when they get Damballa and the Bride of Chucky, she's reading Voodoo for Dummies, and it's page 217 as well. So there's like all these different connects, which I believe is symbolism on the world stage. This is just like a picture of Taylor Swift and the football player kissing, but the symbol of what we see on the world stage is just an image of an image, or a painting, or something that works for the collective unconscious mind. We're talking billions of dollars at play here. So when they do symbolism on the world stage, they're going to do something that works. And I think that's seeping into these billion-dollar advertising industries and whatnot.
That's really wild about 9/11 to Building 2, Building 1, Building 7.
Right?
Yeah. And then 2 people killed and 17 injured. When did this movie come out?
On last month on 8/8 on the Lionsgate portal. And so I posted this. This went freaking viral. I never go viral, but this went viral, and it's sad because it went viral because it like a tragedy, which sort of shows you what bleeds, leads, bleed, whatever the agencies of fear and stress promote to us on these mainstream news articles or whatnot. But this one got, I believe, like 2 million views at least, and everyone took it and ran with it and posted on their channel. They also got a lot of views. But it just showed in this movie that connection of that event. And so this movie shows this weapon. The movie's called Weapon, and it showed this, which was out of context in a lot of ways. And it showed the number 217. And then that event happened with the 2 gone and the 17 injured, the 217. And the evil monster looked just like the witch in the movie, too. So, I mean, yeah, very strange.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, when does this not become coincidence anymore? You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, bro, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I don't believe in coincidences, but also it could be, it's a little schizo as well, but we're talking about major events. This isn't like just like little things throughout the day. So it seems to be a lot of symbolism connected to a lot of it. And numerology.
Yeah, and speaking of like, Stephen King and The Shining and stuff, there's a new Stephen King show on MGM Plus called The Institute.
Yes, that's why I brought this slide up, because I knew you were going to say that, because the Institute logo is the all-seeing eye, just like the CBS logo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unbelievable. And then the coincidences within that are insane based on exactly what I'm doing in my next documentary.
So what's your next documentary about?
It's about the psychic spy government program, and then I'm also going to be wrapping in stuff about the GATE programs in public schools. That people have been through, like what people claim as psychic testing in public schools, being pulled out of school and having to go through some strange hearing test and weird tests with ropes, having to drink some kind of substance. Some people claim that it was a pink Pepto-Bismol type substance, and others like a yellowy type substance, and they were all given different reasons as to what they were taking the medication for. And then depending on where you lived and what state you were in, you were also given different reasons for why you were being pulled out of class as well.
That's weird, because this is pink and yellow. So I was trying to figure out, what does that symbolism mean through the color symbols, right? And this goes back to the Pythagorean color symbols as well. This isn't just like throwing stuff out there. Like, colors mean something. That's why all these different companies like Cracker Barrel or whatever is yellow, because it drives anxiety. So you want to eat. So that's weird that they're drinking a pink and yellow substance. And this VMAs that's happening, I believe, on an eclipse, September 7th, they do a ton of rituals at these VMAs. This is like the Megan Fox and the MGK, where, they do like massive rituals that show stuff that to come, But that Institute show is about that. It's about them snatching up the school kids so they could put them into these remote viewing projects.
Yeah, and being abducted in the middle of the night and being taken to some sort of facility, which is a very real program that started with the teen behavioral modification schools and programs that started in Utah and then spanned out all across the United States into upstate New York with a place called Ivy League or Ivy Ranch. And then Clockwork Canyon in Utah, where Paris Hilton actually went to a teen behavioral health modification school there.
Oh, weird, because Paris Hilton in this Anna Nicole Wordsmith slide, she got her there. I think she was born on 2/17. I think that's Paris Hilton. I don't know. Maybe that's not Paris Hilton, but Paris Hilton's connected to 2/17.
Yeah, it's definitely all connected, and a lot of the things within the Institute are very real, and they've been mixed with things that don't necessarily, it doesn't really fit in, but a large percentage of it is actually correct. My Sherry, thank you for posting the Rockfin channel, but I no longer have a Rockfin channel, and I don't think
Did they
DoeNut
boot
has
you
one
too?
either. Yeah, they booted me.
They steal all your content and charge people now for your own content?
Yep.
Yeah, what scum?
Yep. Neither me or DoeNut has a Rockfin.
Rockfin literally stole massive amount of hard work from different content creators that choose to support them over supporting like other like Patreons and whatever, stole their content, and now is making money off stolen content. And I'm sure they put something into the disclosure. They're total scumbags.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that they did that and all, because you're not, like, I don't even know what the reasoning was for it.
I gotta pray for them, because I guess I have a resentment towards them.
Yeah, Rockfin really screwed over a lot of people. A lot of people. Oh yeah, so you've done a presentation on the Institute?
I haven't done a presentation, but I watched it. Absolutely excellent. Like, but there's that all-seeing eyeball for the symbol. Episode 6 or 7 in the show, The Institute, which is based off of a book, which my friend Tommy Truthful read the book. He says it's excellent. It's even better than the show. But this show, spoiler alert, I'm going to spoil it. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I already did spoil it. But they're taking these children and putting them into these Project Stargate situations where they're doing astral projecting, taking over people's bodies as well, and having them carry out different types of work.
Like, yeah, remote influencing. Remote influencing is what that's called.
And so, like, I always said the movie Zoolander. I didn't even know Zoolander is based off of a book. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. But have you seen Severance?
Severance.
Severance on Apple TV Plus.
No. That's Deliverance. Severance. Yes, that's a good show too.
Which is directed by what's his name from Zoolander.
Yeah. Shout out to Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller, boy.
Ben Stiller really rose the power in the correct fashion of the laws of power. He had to, he rose up to such power. He's like in political power, and how he did that was he had to walk into the footsteps of his father, sort of like President Trump. He had to walk in the footsteps of his father. So he was always going to be looked at as whack by the industry and the people and whatnot, unless he could rise above even higher. Then no one knows who Ben Stiller's dad is, and no one knows who Donald Trump's dad is, because they both rose up to power even higher than their father.
Yeah, same thing with JFK as well. I mean, his dad was working for the mob, and he made his millions by taking importing alcohol during Prohibition from Canada into the United States.
So there's going to be a big push on alcohol coming up in the next months and years. This is going to be huge. It's always been connected to mafia type, Illuminati type families controlling it and whatnot, because we're in a recession of intimacy, right? People aren't procreating, and people aren't even doing the dirty anymore. And the major reasons all throughout academia and the scientific reports, the solution to why people aren't getting it on anymore is because people aren't drinking anymore. So there's going to be a big push to drinking, which is totally false, in my opinion.
It's crazy that you can go to a store or a gas station or a liquor store or a grocery store and literally buy something that can kill you. But yet, like some other drugs that may actually be beneficial are not like legal substances. Now, I'm not advocating for any drug use. I don't use any drugs. I don't think anybody should use any drugs, regardless if they're recreational or if they're prescription. Because prescription drugs has basically ruined our entire country. I mean, the 50% of the people in the United States is on pharmaceutical drugs, some form of pharmaceutical drugs, which has been an agenda since the MK Ultra programs. That's been the entire thing from the very beginning. Get people addicted to these drugs, turn up the radio frequencies, get everyone looking at their phone, look at it, being distracted, so no one can ever be on the same page, no one can ever rise up, right? That's what I think the agenda has been, and there's a lot of proof of that.
Well, I mean, it goes deep. So these research papers that I've read about 30 different documents and studied it very deeply, and then I tied it into the rise of fascism. Why do so many of the Truther Collective promote a fascist state? A new technate to be built. I thought that was fascinating, and correlating it to controversial figures and whatnot, going over the bioenergetics and narcissism. So like my brain is like totally on this topic right now. And the solution is a very widespread, spreading their legs, widespread consensus of how to stop this sex recession. And that is, we need to drink more. That's what they're pushing. They say that, but it makes no sense, because if you look at, let's say, the Muslim countries, they don't drink and they procreate rapidly. So that right there, that makes no sense. They're saying put down your phone. And this is all stemming from the rewiring of the cell phones and the dopamine and whatnot, which does play a significant role. But this wasn't just happening in 2010. This started in the 1990s with the blue light frequencies of the televisions, or even, let's say, the President Obama's incandescent light bulb removal, pushing LED lights all over the place in the severance work office that we work in, that it's all over the place. These are omitted out of these research projects on why people aren't procreating or even getting intimate anymore. So in this research that I did, 24-page report over on my Patreon, make sure to go to the Patreon, I tied it into so many different factors that are being omitted by academia and by the Wall Street Journal, who pushes the public to take psychedelics. And now there's all these new papers. I think LSD is going to make a comeback, because that's like being pushed right now on some minor, smaller, like news channels, how it gets rid of anxiety and whatnot.
Is the sex recession that you're talking about, does that have to do with like promiscuous sex, or just like sex with couples and people that are married? Is it down all around the board? Because that would be also, Chad, are you guys hearing, is my audio clipping whenever I'm talking? Do you hear my audio clip?
Like twice. It's fine. It happened like twice, but it's fine. It sounds good.
That's weird. I don't know why it's doing that, but I'm getting a clipping thing in my headphones. It shouldn't do that.
Yeah, so in my research, from what they're promoting and also what I'm looking into as well, there's no hedonistic sexual revolution that I'm promoting or that academia is promoting either. So that is not really on the thing. It's really about, why aren't people even hanging out with each other? Why aren't the homies kicking it? It goes into like a much more deeper psychological profile, at least in my report, on the individual, which is the micro macrocosm of society. But no, so when I'm talking about sex recession, I'm not talking about the hedonistic type sexual revolution. and neither is the academia. It's just a clickbait title. So remember when all the zombie stuff was all over the place and all the mainstream news articles were talking about these rabbits being zombies?
Yes.
That's just a clickbait title because clickbait is how you stay in business. So if you post something and it works, everyone's going to post the same content saying that they're zombies, even though they're not zombies, they just have warts on them. And this has been around since the jackalope mythology or whatever. So the sex recession is just a catchy kind of topic, but it is true. But it plays into so much other stuff as well. And I was really looking into the narcissism factor of it, but the blue light frequencies plays a huge role as well. So like all the different Wi-Fi and whatnot is lowering testosterone. This is admitted by this, the scientists and whatnot. So this is just like showing a little bit of that.
So it's more of people not wanting to have sex, or they can't have sex. This is like an incel situation, or is it that they have the opportunity to have sex with their loved one or their partner and they're choosing not to, or is it that people aren't wanting?
Sure. So married couples and just couples in general, they do get it on more so, but there are even dropping in the household. And a lot has to do with just socializing, right? People don't socialize anymore. We went from in the 80s.
Yeah, but what was that the cause of though, DoeNut? That involved everything with 2020, bro. They shut that shit down, dude. And now they're complaining?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a correlation. So 2020, alcoholism was on the rise, but still people weren't making the babies. But that does play a big role in it as well. But my thesis is that this has been happening way before that, because the uptick started in 2010, but it started in the 1990s, and then it started going up higher in 2010 when the first iPad was released, and then it's crazy.
Yeah, that seems like that it was already an issue before, and then they made it worse with 2020 and the lockdowns and the like shutting down of businesses, and now they want the opposite. Now that it's over, it doesn't like make any sense, right? It's like counterproductive.
Well, so it's like, what? Yeah, good question. Like, why are they putting this out there? I think it's because they want to set up the perfect Hegelian dialect, because in these articles, they tell you the problem, right? They tell you the reaction and they tell you the solution. And the solution is going to be more technocratic control for the technate type state. So that is the solution is put your phones down, drink more alcohol, and hang out more. So there's truth to that. Like, for sure. We went from having 15 dinner parties or going over for barbecues to other people's houses 26 times, equaling up to like 41 times a year. Now it's like once a year. People don't hang out with the homies anymore. So people don't know how to socialize anymore. So like a lot of it goes into like the psychology of it.
And then like, what did that do to our kids? Like the kids that were growing up during that time, if adults don't know how to socialize anymore, what effect is that going to do to the kids, bro?
Well, the most formative years, right? Where they got to look at facial expressions and whatnot. And let's think about the adolescent society of today, where people don't grow up and people just don't like grow up, and that's manufactured by the magazines. It's nuts.
So what else is this? What else have you found out about this blue light control? You were mentioning like the TV blue light, and we've always kind of been told that it's actually the red light that is the problem, right? That turn off all of your red lights at night so that you don't have to, like, it doesn't mess with your sleeping pattern and your sleeping schedule or whatever. I mean, I've kind of always heard the opposite of that, right?
I would like to hear what you heard about the red light, because I've been researching the AI quite a bit. The AI, for example, doesn't need food, doesn't need wildlife habit, like forests. They don't need a lot of that stuff, but it does need water to cool it down and to operate it. And so it's funny because the AI recommends to everybody to drink more water. It's always telling people, the ChatGPT, have more water, which is true. You got to drink more water. But the AI, like self-survival to create the bigger AI, it doesn't need humans. You know what I mean? It needs water. So it also recommends the red light. So tell me about this red light.
Well, I just remember hearing a long time ago about that. The red light is not good for your sleeping. You know how, like, you have I think I heard this a long time ago with like VHS and like DVD players or whatever, when you had them in your room and it had that little red light on it, even whenever it was off. Or even sometimes with your TV. Your TV has that red light on, and like they were like, cover up that red light, put duct tape over the red light so it doesn't affect your mind when you're trying to sleep, because the red light is so bright that it does something to your mind when you're trying to go to sleep. It like keeps you awake or something like that. I remember
Interesting.
that was a really big deal in like the mid 2000s. Like people were literally like, they would put like the webcams that are built into the laptop or into your computer, how they would cover those. That's what people were doing with
Right.
the DVD players and the TVs. Yeah.
The remote control has the red light.
Yeah.
That connects to it. Yeah. So the AI recommends more red light. So I don't know. That's something I want to look into. Thank you for bringing that up. But all this, like, so there's so many different like things happening. It's not just what they're telling us. They're telling us, put the phone down, go drink more, have more dinner parties, as we're in a population collapse as well, right? So that's going on. I think they're just kind of setting themselves up for pushing the solution to make money. It's the Wall Street Journal. It's all about making that paper. You got to make that paper, yo. You got to stack up on that paper, son.
They definitely want to make money, dude. I mean, that's the whole gambit. I mean, that's why the science always changes. It's never the same. It always changes. They're always doing something different. The science of 20 years ago is the opposite science of today.
Also, but if I don't have all my thoughts like all connected, we're seeing this rat here, and then there was the rat Calhoun experiment. I might be saying that wrong, where there was the abundance of stuff, and we live in like very abundant society. There's the dating apps, so there's this abundance of dates. There's not so much for guys, but there's the abundance of food, abundance of there's so much abundance that these rats just started to go into isolation and just stopped caring. You know what I mean? Didn't procreate and didn't. So that's sort of happening too. And I made a fun slide. I might have to jump around to find it a little bit. My apologies. These are just some of the fun slides that I made.
You trying to go to the red light district, DoeNut? Let's go to the red light district. Remember that?
Oh yeah, who's the mouse? Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, that's also interesting too, right? Why is it that? But who is the mouse of this experiment? Because we all are the mouse now, I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, double mouse. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? What are they kind of shaped? They're kind of shaped in like what is that, like a 9?
The rats?
Yeah, they look like
It does
they're,
look like a 9,
yeah.
but that's like an organic sync code, probably.
Yeah. They're coding the rats, bro.
Well, whatever happens to a rat is very similar to what happens to a human. That's why, like, the lab rats are studied on.
Well, I mean, that's the theory, right? If you can do it to a rat, then you can do it to a human, apparently.
There's also, if you rub nacho cheese all over a rat, put this blue light frequency onto it, you could actually see through their skin. And so that's kind of weird too.
What was the experiment on rats and drugs? Wasn't it called Rat Park or something like that?
So
Rat Park, where they would do the drugs and then they would put other rats in there, and then like whenever they had in isolation, they would always pick the drug water, but and whenever they had another rat in there, they would hardly ever pick the drug water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I think it was yayo they were putting into it. But yeah, this
water, yeah.
it's an interesting, controversial topic and very triggering. But I had a good time researching it.
Is that The Rock, bro?
Yeah, so The Rock is losing a lot of weight for health reasons. But one of the hypotheses that I'm playing around in my head, because what we see on the world stage, I believe, isn't just like a movie script. It is sort of like, and it's like algorithm movie script. So there's two things I've been playing around with, like thinking about, is Trump, right? President Trump, everybody over the last few weeks is saying that he's gone, right? Have you heard this?
Yes.
So one of the, thought experiments I was playing with is like, what if he was gone and these tech elite uploaded his consciousness into an AI, and he's here, but it's his consciousness of an AI put into a robot or something like that. So that's something I was thinking about. So I'm just kind of playing around. And so I'm thinking,
have you watched Alien Earth?
No, but tell me about it. I heard it's about AI.
So it's about AI and taking these children that are really sick and dying of cancer. Why is this mic screwing up so much, bro?
It's not that bad.
I'm super annoyed right now. But they take these children and that are sick and that are dying, and then they upload their consciousness into an exact replica clone of them, but they're much older. They're like an adult now. So they're taking a kid consciousness and putting it into a clone robotic synthetic version of them whenever they're like in an adult. Right? And then it's all mixed with, an alien spaceship crashing on Earth, and then they have to go and save the day and collect the alien stuff.
Damn, I gotta watch that show. So there's also the show Upload, and there's this new show that's out. It's a Netflix show about that as well, the anime, which isn't that new. It was part of the same company that put out The Institute, AMC, MGM, about uploading the consciousness. So that's sort of what I was thinking. I was going to make a conspiracy video of like, is Trump really gone? And he uploaded his conscious? Because he just did that tech dinner. Did you see that with the 33 tech dinners at the dinner party?
Is that the one with Bill Gates?
Yeah, so he was there, and all these. But I thought that was funny, right? Meet all 33 Silicon Valley power players at Trump's tech dinner. So Bill, he hangs out with Dr. Dre. So there's this connection between movies, entertainment, and people who are really making the power moves on the planet. So another hypothesis I'm playing around with The Rock losing weight, but Bruce Willis is dying hard right now, right? Where he doesn't remember anything. I don't know what's wrong with him, but the Neuralink is a great solution for stuff like that. So this is my hypothesis, is that they're either going to use Bruce Willis and Neuralink him in a sense to heal him, so now he remembers people, or their AI algorithms are just testing out what is the emotional impact on passing of one of these idols, right? And this guy's the die-hard idol. So that's something I'll think will happen in the future. And Bruce Willis is just being data collection, in a sense, on the emotional appeal of the masses to get people to move into this metaverse solution. Did that make sense?
Yeah, I think that wasn't it? Doesn't he has like dementia and like a few other things wrong with him that he doesn't remember? But didn't he sell his likeness to some AI company to put him in movies, even though he physically can't be in movies in the future? I think that I read something about that. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure I read it somewhere that he sold his, kind of like Kiss, like what Kiss did. They sold their likenesses for using AI to do holograms and everything, like concerts for like Kiss. I think that Bruce Willis did that too. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. Yeah, and so that's what that like Black Mirror show was about. So that's something that I've been very like passionate and interested about, is like learning about it, because the truth is stranger than fiction. So doing these deep dives on the different like technologies out there is crazy, and like what it's going to be used for, but then also going back to these wicked smart writers and thinkers and tying in what did they think about, because the AI is not feeding the correct information at all. A lot of good information comes through like it, but you gotta like read the sources itself, because it will filter out stuff.
Yeah, and with Bruce Willis too. I mean, he was really huge and like super popular for. I mean, it's just might be a coincidence that he was known for Die Hard, and then he's having a really Die Hard experience right now, and it's, I don't know.
Did you watch this dinner?
I didn't watch it. I've seen a lot of people post clips from it. What was talked about?
I didn't watch it either. I've been just writing this report. But this is kind of interesting with Symbolism. With The Economist magazine does a lot of predictive programming in a sense of what's to come. And this was the magazine released right before the dinner. So this was released August 29th, right? August 23rd through 29th. And then a week after this issue of this tech dinner, right? It's the All-American Silicon Tech Dinner. Because I was looking at this, I was like, man, this is a cool cover. And then right a week after this issue is released, you got the tech dinner.
Well, did you see where China is going to be making robot surrogates?
Okay, yes. So I did see that. But the thing is that they haven't accomplished it yet. We got the incubator babies, you know what I mean, which is like very Brave New World kind of stuff. But that's kind of with this population to collapse. They're going to probably need that kind of stuff just to keep people to procreate. But the thing is that the robot, they can't do the whole thing. It's just like putting a baby into like an incubator. It's not like the whole process. Like you can't smash the Tesla bot and then get the Tesla bot. They haven't figured out how to do that yet.
Yeah, but just the fact that they're working on it, incubating an entire pregnancy inside of a freaking robot to where a robot can carry a baby to full term inside of an artificial womb. It's wild.
I mean, so I got this image of Kim Kardashian. Where the heck? Everything's all over the place because I didn't know what topics like we were going to go to. But they're priming us for smashing Tesla bots. Well, I mean, people already have AI boyfriends, right? At massive levels. So there's
AI girlfriends. They talk with them. They can send them nudes and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I heard there's more AI boyfriends than girlfriends, but there's AI girlfriends as well. But like this is symbolism of the most popular of the simulacra, right? The Kardashians, for us to imitate this image.
Do you remember that wasn't it the Kardashian weird Christmas video that came out last year?
Oh, what happened in it? I'll pull it up. I think you muted yourself. There you go.
No, my entire board just shut down, dude.
Oh, okay. So those problems that you were having were real problems with the audio.
Very real problems. I've never had that happen before. The whole thing literally just rebooted.
Okay. Well, it doesn't sound too bad.
On?
That's what the people like. They like it on the fly energy where things go wrong.
This is crazy, dude. I've never had that happen before. It just completely rebooted the my entire board, the Rodecaster board.
So which Rodecaster do you have?
The 4-channel Rodecaster. I don't have the big one. That's so weird, dude.
That's why I stick with my $25 microphone. $25 microphone never does me wrong. Except for the one time where it broke. I have that somewhere. I don't know where I put it.
Yeah, bro. It's crazy that I have this setup is quite a bit of money, and then people that's running like $50, $100 setups have better audio quality than I do.
My camera lens and my camera, this is old. This is before technology and webcams and whatnot. So that's expensive. This thing. But this is $25. One day I'll get the Rodecaster though. It seems like it's just updating.
Yeah, but updating right in the middle of when I'm using it shouldn't do that. Should have already have updated. But it sounds better now. So it was really making me upset because it was clipping, and this thing should never clip. It's got the cloud amplifier on it, so it should never clip ever. I should be able to scream into this microphone and it never clip.
Yeah, I'm not an audio guy. I suck.
Yeah, bro. I did buy new stuff because everyone was complaining about the audio. So then I buy new stuff, and then still people complain about the audio. So it seems like I can't win.
So is the Rodecaster back on now?
Yeah, it's working now. But for a second, you were coming out of my iHome audio.
Well, so now you're probably going to have to switch your microphone within StreamYard now into the Rodecaster because it's not on the Rodecaster yet.
It is on the Rodecaster. You're not hearing me through the mic?
I am, but it sounds the same.
Yeah, I'm just going to have to mess with it once we're done. My apologies to everybody listening. I try and give you guys the best experience here on Raised by Giants with my buddy here, DoeNut. But for some reason, it's not working out today. But that's okay. We're going to keep rolling. You don't remember the Kim Kardashian Christmas video that was really weird? That it felt like that it was all in the same shot, where they were doing like weird stuff. People were like crawling on the floor, and it was it made it look like an old vintage video.
The Santa baby one.
Yes.
I'm pulling it up. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was a really weird one. Don't play the audio though; we'll get flagged.
No, I won't. Yeah, I remember this. It was very Twin Peaks.
Yes.
It was like surrealism. It was crazy. I think
Does it really wrong?
Big psychological operation with her bloodline with Kanye. Oh, look, Macaulay Culkin. Yeah, that was a weird thing.
Does it really sound like that, Rob Oz, or are you just playing, bro? I hope you're just playing, dude. But Macaulay Culkin was also in that one of the newer seasons of American Horror Story as well.
I've never seen that show, but everyone tells me to watch it because it's super symbolic Illuminati. Oh, look, right behind him. Doesn't that look like Kanye West Swass?
Yeah, it does look like a little Swassy back there, dude.
Yeah. Also, all these symbols on the world stage, even the aroused rap songs that were trending in 2020, but still nobody was dating, is all connected to, I believe, a psychological operation.
Yeah, this video was really freaking weird. Really weird.
It is, yeah, it was weird. It's so weird. I'm gonna step away from it. It's freaking me out.
They might hit you with the light, bro.
Yeah, hit you with the light frequencies. So this slide here, this is all in the report that I did, and I'll be putting together like a vlog on it, very in detailed. So that's going to be cool. Look out for that. But here's just a slide that's in it on the AI just needs water. It doesn't need like forests and stuff like that. It just needs water. And the AI keeps telling me to drink more water and tells everybody to drink more water. Maybe we're the water. Maybe we're going to be drained.
Drained of that blue blood and all that water, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So here's some of the symbolism. I'll go quickly by it. Of just like Kanye and Elon and whatnot, showing off these fascist symbols into the simulacra, right?
Bro, I'm so pumped that you brought up this new Mountain Dew flavor, bro. Give us the decode on this new Mountain Dew flavor.
It's not going to go in the direction that you think it's going to go. It's going to tie right into more sex talk.
Well, let's do it. I want to get into it because I joked with Paranoid American that I started the Mountain Dew conspiracy, but and then I didn't really start it. Like I just joked around with it with my friends, like not on like an actual show, like a really long time ago. Like we would mess around, we would joke around about this for like years and years and years and years, and then I think someone either heard us and then like picked up on it and started doing it, or I don't know. But I was just joking that I started it. Started a little beef with DoeNut.
You probably played a big role in it. Everybody plays a big role in what people do. Like I definitely played a big role in that as well, because my friend who passed away, she texted me Mountain Dew Maui, because I was in Maui like a month before it happened. And she texted me Maui Burst, and I was like, well, I got to make a video on this. And it was so viral, like even Egan shared it out. Like it was like that, out there. But yeah.
Yeah, so tell us about this. What is it? I've seen it at Taco Bell a couple of times. What is it? Midnight Black or Midnight Dew?
Well, so
Midnight Purple?
this one's the pitch black, which is probably connected to some sort of, grid down kind of thing. It came out a while ago. I was showing how it shows the asteroid with the satanic hand sign, right? The double horns. And this was released right before we even got news of the devil comet, right? So before the devil comet was like out there in the public, they were showing a literal like devil comet, not comic. But I was just going to point out how in this, you see how it's all wet? That's the imitate arousal. And this is even a phallic. And those are the legs. Or it can maybe not be a phallic. Maybe it's just like a girl in underwear or whatever. But it looks like a phallic to me. So there's these sex like subliminal messaging in it. And you're not going to feel fulfilled until you purchase the Mountain Dew Pitch Black.
What's the midnight one though? What's the deal with the midnight? The new flavor?
Yeah, so the new flavor is called Midnight, and some people were tying it to I guess there was an operation called Operation Midnight that took place like right after it was released. There's a lot. I was connecting it more so to the doomsday clock almost struck midnight.
Yes, that's what I immediately thought too.
Yeah. So, yeah, I got a bunch of different slides up. They're not like in any order. It's just sort of all over the place because I didn't know what we were going to talk about, so it wasn't like aligned. But this one's kind of interesting because the campfire, right? That's a different light frequency, right? And then you would gather with people, and now people are isolated in the digital silo, but also at home. And it's a different light frequency. It's the blue light frequency. So that's interesting.
Isn't there an old ritual about like staring into the fire, like an old magical ritual where they would take some sort of substance and then stare into the fire and then their future would then be revealed? Or is that in Game of Thrones? That might be Game of Thrones. I don't know if that's a real thing or not, but
gangsta. That's gangsta. I don't know, but fire's cool. Fire.
Well, Bohemian Grove, they would set the owl on fire and then like look into the fire. I mean, hey, I don't know. There might be something to that. You get people on some substances, they can see whatever they want to see in the fire,
Yeah, so like incandescent light bulbs, you see this is an incandescent, so it imitates the sun, right? It's like a yellow light. And the LED, these are been removed. They're hard to get. The other lights, they're like so much different. Yeah, it's crazy. But also the Truther Collective, remember when the lockdowns were going on, there was like different camps of people. There was people that were very scared and were at home very scared. There was that people. And then there was the Truther Collective that were very scared and they wanted to go run away into the forest. Do you remember this?
Yes.
So that's not something I'm making up. This is like literally what the Truther Collective wanted to do. They wanted to regress back into nature. Not alone.
Yeah, buy me a cabin in the woods. Give me my cabin a going. Let's go into the hills of freaking Kentucky. Let's move to Colorado. Everyone was super pissed that the Californians that was moving into Colorado because they're like, what are you guys doing? Don't bring your California nonsense here, even though Colorado is
It's super
basically already California. It didn't really make any sense, but Yeah,
So,
people wanted to get out of the big cities and back into nature, you know. Now it's already flip flop back the other way. Now they're like that was like just like a little phase. That was a little phase, and also like growing your own food. Like there was a
well,
huge push to growing your own food and being self sufficient and solar and like all that and working from home. You know, all of those things were kind of lumped in, and now we're back to the normal stuff.
yeah, but I don't think that I think not all, because usually like the outsider philosopher like an Emerson or Nietzsche or something like that, right, would go out in the woods by themselves, right, alone to like do his stuff, and they wanted to go in a like a commune in a sense, you know, let's go escape this in a commune. So there's like a different type of thinking, I believe, that was going on with that. So that's sort of what I was thinking about with this image.
And what is this image from?
This is off Google. It's just like the blue light, right? People was like staring at the blue light of the television. This was a great book I read back in 2012. I believe it went into like the flicker rate. Yeah.
Bro, do you remember Tumblr? Is Tumblr still a thing?
I think it is. Yeah. I never went on it, but I know of it.
Yeah, you had a lot of those. Like back in the day, you had the Vine, and now it's TikTok. You had the Tumblr, you had the Flickr, you had all kinds of weird, obscure social media things that's just kind of died off now.
Yeah, so that's what happens. Like I think Cracker Barrel made a big mistake of changing their logo back.
Oh, bro, yes. Let's talk about the Cracker Barrel, dude.
So
Yeah.
Cracker Barrel, like they obviously like I'm not for their like walk agenda. That's what South Park would call it, the city walk, the woke agenda. But stepping away from that, they changed their logo to match up with what works, right? These uglier logos. That's what works, right? It works for the mass mind of where they are at aesthetically, I guess, in the mind control or whatever. But they had the crowd pressure against them where they're like, no, we don't like this, and their stock dropped. So they changed it. But if they would have kept on rocking with it, they probably would have been more successful in the long run. I'll give an example. Whenever Facebook updates their Facebook, right? The new platform, it's new. Everyone hates it. But then in a week or two, they like it. And when they update it from the new platform, everyone's mad that they're updating it from the new platform. So they eventually learn to like the platform that was changed. So I think that they're probably shot themselves in the foot there because of the social pressure of the other woke crowd, in a sense, right? It's like a syndrome going on with both sides of the aisle, the left and the right, in my opinion.
Yeah, we've seen that with Facebook. Remember when Mark Zuckerberg was trying to change the name of Facebook to Meta, and then he just made a subcategory of Meta and Facebook. So now Meta owns Facebook, but he was originally trying to change Facebook's name to Meta. And then people were like, "No, we don't want it." And then he just
It is Meta now. If you
but then, yeah, well, it's Facebook Meta, but it's still the Facebook logo and everything. But the same type of thing happened with Elon Musk and Twitter. Like people were like, "No, we don't want it changed from Twitter to X," and then he just stuck to his guns. And then now, like, it doesn't matter anymore. So you're completely right. Like they just have to, keep at it, and it'll be okay. I mean, eventually those people like calm down.
So my logo, people don't like, right? when I started the channel, I've had that logo of the slime face way before like theories of like slime faces and stuff. I've had it for like a decade or so. And I got it from my friend who does all my art, Pukey Pete. And I don't censor artists. So if they send me something, I'm going to just use what they make, because I'm like, oh, let's do this. And the whole entire crowd during the lockdowns were like, I hate DoeNut because of his logo. It's so stupid. I hate it. They're so emotional about it. But I made sure to stay true to my inner self and not be persuaded by the crowd, which I have been a few times, being human. But I made sure not to change my logo because I don't want to have the crowd group tell me how to think, what to do, and change my behavior.
Yeah, and it's also important for branding as well. I mean, it's what people know. It's what people see all the time. There it is. There it is. That was it, bro. Give us a little sneak peek of that melty face, bro. But it's important to now. I will change my back splash page.
It looks nice.
Sometimes on YouTube and on my socials and everything, but I always just keep the logo of the same throughout.
Yeah.
Because some people will trip, bro. They'll super trip. They'll be like, "What?" It's like whenever Joe Rogan tried to change his background, same thing happened to him. Like from the instead of the red curtain, where he tried to change
the red curtain. He got in the spacecraft, the mothership.
Yeah.
There's something going on with that, his symbolism on the world stage for sure, which I've been talking about for a while. I think that was our last podcast, right?
Yeah. Joe Rogan and something else. But yeah, that same thing happened to him. People got in an uproar about the red curtain, and then he was like, we gotta change it back. Bring back the red curtain. But get this, DoeNut. Get this. Nobody complained for a couple of years when he had the blue curtain.
I didn't know he had a blue curtain. I never listened to him. I don't listen to the mainstream podcast.
He had a blue curtain, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I listen to Joe Rogan. I like Joe Rogan.
I'm just being funny. I'm just joking around.
But he had a blue curtain for like a couple of years, and no one said nothing.
And no one said nothing.
There it is, bro. Put that in your presentation. Joe Rogan's blue curtain.
Because it was a subtle change. I think so. Like logos like Pepsi, they change subtly, and it's okay. It's like the totalitarian tiptoe of changing. So if Cracker Barrel would have just changed a little bit, just step by step, it would have been okay because all the big brands do it. Like CBS now it's just an eyeball, but before it said CBS with an eyeball in it. Then they change it slowly. He went too like the blue thing was fine. It was just the blue thing, but he changed this whole set and camera angles and all that, and he was in a freaking spaceship. It was too much of a radical change for the masses, right?
Yeah. People did not like it.
Yeah, I got a Joe Rogan slide up here to talk about his manipulation of the masses. So this is a billionaire like corporation mixed in with governments, technocracy. Everybody already knows that, right? So we're talking billionaires, production. Look at the thumbnail. The thumbnail is not even at a 1920 by 1080 framing that anybody can do, right? They make it on purpose crappy to give them this false sense of we are independent. This is literally what Jordan Peterson talked about in like 2016 on how to make viral content by making it crappier so it looks more real. So that's why when you see a thumbnail like this, it's manipulation of the mind. I'm not hating on it. I partake and I put my thumbnails. So this one's pretty sick, but sometimes I've done a lot of thumbnail work. So I know what works and what doesn't work, and that obviously works. So of course they're going to do it. But I thought that was interesting.
That is exactly also what I have realized as well. I'm like, why am I putting so much thought and effort into creating these really good, all lined up thumbnails when someone can just not even post a thumbnail? I don't even think that that's a thumbnail that's made. I think that video is just uploaded onto YouTube, and then they take a screenshot from the actual video and put it up as a thumbnail.
No way. No, it's edited in Photoshop. There's no way, because this is the thumbnail that they took on the screenshot, and
But you know what I'm talking about, though. If you would just upload a video onto YouTube, like you're not doing live, you're just uploading it to put it up there as a premiere or just a regular standard video. YouTube gives you like 4 to 8 different versions of a thumbnail that you can select through the images of the actual video. But I see what you're saying here, because that's not how the actual video is. It's been cropped. They cropped this thumbnail and then put it in there like that. Yeah.
So that's like, I'm interested in stuff like that, like psychology, the behavior of like the masses and how all that. I think that stuff's interesting, and so does the right. We all want to learn about mind control, right? We all talk about MK Ultra, all the truthers, right? But then once you bring up anybody that actually looks into psychology, they get freaking mad and they start screaming and crying about it. I got a slide of Freud. I don't know where it is.
Did you look into the whole Liver King, Joe Rogan debacle?
No, what happened? I never trusted that Liver King. I never trusted him. I never trusted him, man.
It was just something where he was like trying to stalk Joe Rogan and like kill him and like kill his family.
Is he under like MK Ultra right now, or narcissistic rage?
I mean, he looks like it. He doesn't. You know what I'm talking about, right? The Liver King, the documentary on Netflix that was really popular just because they called it the Liver King, which sounds very similar to Tiger King, which was a huge phenomenon.
Oh,
wow. Yeah, he was like, he made a video and he's like on house arrest or something. And he made a video where he was in Texas and he was talking about if anybody sees Joe Rogan or Joe Rogan's family, then to let him know, because he was going to do whatever it was he's going to do. And I'm paraphrasing here. I might not have the whole story correct. I just seen a lot of people posting about it, and then he got arrested.
wow.
But it definitely has something to do with steroids or steroid use. Roid rage.
Yeah, so, you know, when in my studies of the sex recession and blending it in with narcissism, I'm just showing some slides of how America is bringing sexy back, you know, with Sydney Sweeney jeans and whatnot, and all the different influencers growing out mustaches, which in my article, I say it's nothing but cosplay. It's nothing but a Band-Aid over something psychologically that's rooted way deeper, and tying in not just the blue light frequencies, less the alcohol consumption, but tying it into the narcissistic culture that we're in this simulacra, this hyper reality of these billboards and these TV stars for us to imitate. And now these podcast influencers for us to imitate eating liver and having our bodies look a certain way. That is impossible to look that. Whoa. I hear my voice. I don't like
you
my
just
voice.
got it too, bro. You just got it too. There's something weird going on, bro.
Something strange is happening on the full moon.
It's something real weird, dude. Like, I've never had this many audio problems.
That's okay. Now, I've been in the video production behind the scenes world for so long that there's always an issue. It's Murphy's Law. It always happens, no matter what. Like, no matter the best equipment you have, it's always going to happen. And you did the right thing by pushing through it, right? You just push through it. You know, there's mistakes, there's distractions, and you freaking push through it. You just keep it going. You keep it moving.
I mean, my phone just automatically connected to my computer with it, me not even touching my phone, and then I had to disconnect it, and then my board just completely turned off.
It's because they don't want you to know the truth about these mustaches.
They don't want you to know about the mustaches. They don't want you to know about the blue. They want you to know about Lucifer. They want you to know about the freaking blue light TV. They want you to know about the Illuminati rats, Illuminati horses, bro, Illuminati dolphins. They want you to know about none of that, dude.
They sure don't. They sure don't. That's why you got to like this video and share it out.
Like,
I'm like just super pumped. I told you before we recorded, I was going to probably just keep going back to this, like the sex recession research, because I've been just studying it for like over a week and writing about it. So
what's the deal with the mustaches here? That's a wacky looking mustache, bro.
Well, you know how we have cosplay in this narcissistic world of, let's say, a beta male who wears the lumberjack outfit and grows, you know, the beard out to look manly, but like it's like the absolute opposite of manliness, whatever, you know, in our culture. We've seen this. This was probably a big 2012, 2015 type phase. But this rise of beauty of the Sydney Sweeneys and the collapse of ugliness, we see this, you know, woke stuff really crashing, but it's still out there. And the rise of the mustache, all the podcast influencers who are, let's say that they're against the woke, they want to bring back these times and these days of the testosterone filled, you like in the 70s or whatever, but that's gone, right? So I was just saying that it's a lot of cosplay, and it's just an image. It's acting, right? It's playing a certain parts, but really the studies are in that nobody is. I think it's like a 50% collapse of people are single, right? And not hanging out with the homies or going on dates and whatnot like that. So I thought that was kind of funny. I like to tie in, you know, stuff that's actually happening that's relatable to, you know, these different topics or whatever. But there was this rise in the mustaches and everybody wearing it. But narcissism, what it is, according to Alexander Lowen in his book he wrote, Narcissism, it is the killing of oneself, of the body. It's the betrayal of the body. So our emotions are stored in our body, right? Our emotions come from the body. And this goes into even arousal, right? Arousal, that's like an emotion as well. You got all these different emotions, anger, sadness, and whatnot. The narcissist usually suppresses that emotion of what they really feel or what they really like. And they show up robotically in society for psychopathic type reasons, which is why I think American Psycho was a good screenshot here, because it shows the narcissism of him like in the mirror, in a sense. I thought that was kind of, maybe they didn't mean to do that, but so people are acting out of power, will to power, that every single thing of a narcissist is, how can I become more powerful? Who can I podcast? Who can I beef with? You know, how can I get attention? Because the narcissistic supply is the life force, right? That's why I was showing this life force slide here at the top of a narcissist. They need attention. So why is there such a rise of bad behavior and rage bait? This ties perfectly into the psychology of a narcissist. And that doesn't mean narcissists don't have feelings or whatever. They do. But their self, because we're talking about self-esteem, they show up very arrogant. So what Wilhelm Reich, Menti, Alexander Lowen, they go into the psychosomatic, the soma intelligence of the body, and that has a lot to do with emotion. So you build like an armoring, right, with rigidity and stuff. And now we have the same type of armoring on a profile image for dating and whatnot. So this is all cosplay. It's all acting of, I need to look great. I got to have the right camera angle hit me or whatever. It's all narcissism, and it releases it's rigid. It's not free. It's not fun. It's not playful. So whoever has their profile image on fleek, right? That's just off the chain, off the hook. You got the mustache, you got the 6-pack, the 666 deal, the 6-pack, 6 figures, 6 feet. That's where people will gravitate toward. Women will gravitate toward that. Also, opposite, men will gravitate toward the image profile, right? Now we're being watched not only by Palantir, but by the crowd, the social media, the friend group, the comment section, the ratio. You've been ratioed, right? The whole crowd has told you to change your logo back, so you will. Now, hopefully I'm making any freaking sense right now, but this is all part of the whole collapse of intimacy as well, because the and all that. Yeah. Anyway, I'll move on. Sorry. I forget where I was.
No, I have seen a rise in the mustache. I've even thought about doing the mustache myself, bro. Like a Illuminati mustache for the win, bro. But I have seen a big rise in that. Like people just rocking singular mustache. A mustache is never, just a solid mustache on me has never looked good. So I've just never done it. I've always rocked the full beard with it. But there have been, I don't know if this started with the hipsters. I guess this guy is considered a hipster that you got on screen right here with a.
Well, so this was the big thing, is to have the big beard, take a selfie in the mirror of yourself, post it on social media, but you're fighting for America. Like, I'm going to really trust these like people that are fighting for my freedom, taking images in the mirror of themselves. Like, no, thank you. I don't, I'd rather have like a really overweight dude who knows how to rock and roll, you know what I'm saying, on my team, rather than these image stuff, because it's all about the image. And this like was rised heavily with the lumberjack, with the beard and the lumberjack and all that, and like it's just crazy. It's absolutely nuts. It's all about the image. I got to show up the way I'm showing up, and that's narcissism. And it's about that image, that perfect business card. The business card's got to look so freaking perfect, on fleek, you know, and for power.
But yeah, the people with the most shitty thumbnails in the world gets the most views. It's everything else has got to be perfect, but whenever it comes to social media and getting in a following, everything's got to look like shit. But you just brought up American Psycho there. Did you know that they're remaking American Psycho?
Who's going to direct it?
It's going to be a boom. American Psycho adaptation is in development, but the new feature film adaptation of the 1991 novel, not a remake of the 2000 film. So I guess that the new remake is going to be more similar to the novel, but I don't remember anybody complaining that the movie adaptation wasn't true to the novel. I don't remember anyone ever saying that. Oh, American Psycho, the novel was so much better than the movie, like they do in modern day. Austin Butler is reported to star as Patrick Bateman. The director has recently confirmed that no actor has been cast yet, though that there's been possibilities. Let me see who the director is.
Luca Guadagnino's. No, that's probably the author.
No, that's right. Luca Guadagnino. He is known for directing films like Call Me by Your Name and Challengers.
Okay. So it'll be like a A24. I haven't seen any of these films.
Yeah, so yeah, they're remaking it. Remake, sequels, requels, prequels.
He was born on the Helical Rising.
The whole Harry Potter.
Remake the Toxic Avenger. I want to see that.
Did you follow all of the hoopla over the casting of Harry Potter?
What happened with Harry Potter?
Oh, you don't know? So they're making a new TV series on HBO. It's going to be a reboot of the original Harry Potter stories, and then people weren't happy with the casting, and then they had to fire a black actor that was going to be playing Severus Snape. Apparently because of J.K. Rowling.
Oh, because J.K. Rowling has pissed off the woke.
Yeah.
The walk. Yeah.
But no one asked for this, bro. Nobody wanted this. Just like I don't think anybody wants a remake of American Psycho. It was a good movie how it is.
Bro, they ruined Wolfman. And they even had the actress that I really like, Julia Garner from The Weapons and Ozarks in it. And she did great. But the film absolutely trashed and ruined the original Wolfman, which is one of my favorite horror films.
Yeah, it's just about recognizable IP that gets people into the seats. It doesn't matter if your movie is garbage or not. It gets people to watch. So they just remake everything that nobody asked for. Nobody wants a Harry Potter TV series reboot. Nobody wants an American Psycho remake.
No, it's probably some money laundering going on.
Nobody wanted a remake of Ghostbusters with an all-female cast. Nobody asked for it.
Yeah. They're making a new Office.
And it's already out, bro. It's called The Paper. It's on Peacock.
Have you watched it?
Well, it's not really a remake. It's a sequel to The Office.
Yeah, I gotta check it out. My apologies for everybody that's waiting for the Office documentary that I've been working on for like 4 years. It's not ready yet.
You're making an Office documentary?
Yes. I went deep into the investigation of the show Office and Dunder Mifflin, the paper company. It's occult connections to Freemasonry, the Illuminati, the Rhodes Scholars, and is it a money laundering criminal organization rather than just a humble paper company?
I'm gonna be looking forward to that one, bro.
Yeah, I just want it to be excellent. I want it to be an excellent piece of art that will go down in history forever. So it's taken a little longer than expected.
Through space and time. But yeah, they just dropped the entire sequel to The Office called The Paper on Peacock. So there's 10 episodes. Just dropped like yesterday or the day before.
The new South Park's pretty funny. They were talking about the Balulus. Have you partaked in the Balulu witchcraft?
No, I haven't. I watched the first 2 episodes. So the first one on with Trump, and then the second one was Randy losing his integrity weed farm.
Yeah, Tecrity.
Tecrity.
Yeah, it's really funny. Their new episode was about the toys, the Balulu toys. Labubu, not Balulu. Labubu.
Oh, Labubu.
You got a Labubu?
No, I don't, but the girls and the ladies are going crazy for him, bro.
Bro, check this out. Let me show. because I was going to work on something too. I was so stuck into this the sex recession research, but the Balulus, I keep calling it Balulus, they're Labubus. They were showing how they were doing like satanic witchcraft with them in this episode.
Well, you know the theory about the what were they called? It was like a really like late 90s, early 2000s where they kind of look like Labubus, but they were like birds. And
Yeah. Furbies.
Furbies, yes. This seems like a duplicate of like the Furbies or whatever, but there's like a conspiracy running around about the Furbies, how like they put like a listening device inside of the Furbies.
Yeah.
So they can infiltrate into every single American home.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Pokemon Go is, right? The pocket monsters. You have it on your phone. You're going around your house looking for Pokemon, but all that information, like now you in the home, yeah.
Yeah, that's to train some AI algorithms to map out the location that you're in and the location of the inside of your home and side streets and all that. Yeah, they came out and said that. What is it that runs that? Nitonic is the company that owns it and runs it, and they straight up came out and said that it's to train AI models to get duplicate AI models in some sort of registry from the Pokemon Go users. I only played it when it first came out, so
yeah, I like Pokemon, but I never played that. Pokemon Go players were duped into training for a powerful AI map of the real world.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, right there is just like evidence of like something in pop culture being utilized for the AI. You know, that's crazy. It's brilliant.
It is brilliant. And using something that everyone grew up and knew about and got everybody, because it was kind of marketed as like something to get out of your house and go play with your friends in large groups. I mean, my community, when that game came out, was the most active I had ever seen anybody out. Like there would just be hundreds of people out in the park.
Wow. Yeah. That's crazy. Makes me think of the meta glasses that are coming out, where you put these cool glasses on, but then you see the Pokemons all over the place. It's like a different world.
And Mark Zuckerberg is doing one with Oakley now. So they used to be Ray-Bans, and now he's in talks with Oakley to do them. So Oakley sunglasses is going to have a version of the AI smart glasses technology, and as well as Ray-Bans.
Mark Zuckerberg's Meta partners with Oakley to launch AI-powered glasses. Here's how much they'll cost. Your freedom. Huh.
Which I really like Oakley. I think Oakley's sunglasses are way lighter on your face.
Oakley dokley.
Oakley Dokler.
So there's the cameras.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Super crazy. Well, DoeNut, brother, it's been fun having you on. We have a few super chats from your channel if you want to thank these people. I don't know how you do it on your channel.
Oh, thank you so much. Snow Leo says, love you, DoeNut, and all you do. Appreciate the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. We're on Ryder Lee's channel, so I'll feed the kitty cat later. And thank you, KT Baby 21 said, finally made it live. Whoop, whoop. God bless. God bless you. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. We'll get Chan pretty fat with some treats tonight. Thank you. And make sure to go subscribe if you're on my channel over to Ryder Lee, Raised by Giants. We did a bunch of different shows together. Any got the homuncologist up on there as well.
Homunculus talk, baby. DoeNut, thanks so much for coming on, brother. Really appreciate it. Always fascinating to have you on. We're going to do it again in the future. And whenever I get this documentary done, we'd love to come on your side of the old uniboobs and chat with you about it. So let everybody on my channel know where that they can find you, brother.
You can find me at DoeNut, DoeNut.
DoeNut, go over and subscribe to the DoeNut Factory if you're not already a subscriber from the DoeNut Factory. Go over there, check out his work. He puts out great content, and please be sure to like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon as well for notifications, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.